Good morning, everyone. Dear me, it's getting tough. There's Gus. He came home early from his run. I have no idea why. The other two are still out there. Now, of course, okay, after he ate, he's ready to, okay, let me back out again now. No, you got to stay home now. Who knows where you're going to go? By yourself, huh? Visiting time is starting here, and visiting time is always happening here. So I already got to spend a lovely morning with my youngest daughter, who's back in town for a few days to finish up the mural in town. Yes, with her friend. And amazing how well these girls are doing. Yeah. Okay. So, and then yesterday, I had a friend come over, and he brought 5 Chinese ladies, plus a couple of kids, of my dear friend Lindy, that I've talked about before. Learned so much from her about gardening. And it's fantastic. It was great. It was just wonderful. And the boys helped me in the barn with the horses. It was just about the time to put them up. And it was all about gardening. And they came also as well to get some of my manure turned into dirt. And they just loved it. It was great stuff. Yeah. It's amazing to me to have give and take, right, with all these women, right, from China, from another country, and kind of hearing some of their stories, and that's firsthand, right? Yes, and on how grateful they are that they are in this country now. So, do I want to say anything negative about it? No, that's not it. It's the when you see other people being so grateful, thankful, appreciative, and they're workers, they all work, okay, then yeah, that gives one some pause on, wow, yeah, this is really amazing to live in a country like we do, even though, right, I'm just saying, right, how much worse could it be someplace else? Yeah, a lot worse. And also reminded me on coming to this country 40 some years ago now, and about 40 years now, and being really enthralled and just amazed over the freedom that people have here in all kinds of things. And that has not changed. On how much easier it is to, for example, get a driver's license. Yes, own a car. You'd be surprised on how much money you have to have in Switzerland to do that, and how much time it takes. Yes, well, maybe it'd be a good thing here, because there aren't any better drivers in Switzerland than there are here, or worse or better. It's the same. There are other things too. Buying a house is for, I would say, for the younger generations now, even my generation when I was younger, and if I would have wanted to buy a house, unless I'm in line for inheriting one, that's just about impossible. If you don't already have land that your ancestors left you, forget it. Here, yeah, you can do that. You can absolutely still do that. Well, Switzerland is this big, right? And the United States is this big. Okay. There are other things. They're just different. Yes. But again, going to college. Good luck if you're just a regular common person there, really, when it comes down to it. Again, your dad or your mom already had to be in that field where your parents make enough money to send you to school. The scholarship programs there are minuscule. Yeah, I was in line for one, and yeah, okay. Big long story already told a long time ago. And so you go into a trade. Yes, everybody. It doesn't matter what a genius you are. If you do not have the connection or the money, you're not going to college there. Just saying. Here, anybody. You put your mind to it and to studying and you can be anything you want here, including the president. I'm just saying. Okay. So, having had, again, these ladies here, of which 3 of them I just met yesterday, it was pretty amazing and wonderful give and take. Loved it. Yes? Yeah. I ended up going with the boys. I wanted to see if I could find some more morels for my friend. Just a few would have been great, but they're done and gone with now. And so I went with the boys and said, let's go and see. Maybe we can find some. And here comes the grandma of the boys, okay, which looks like to me she takes care of them as well while mom's working. They have a business. They have a Chinese restaurant, which is delicious. It's a buffet style. I've said this before, that's where I usually go. Okay, my sister-in-law is not big on Chinese food, so we'll go to Subway. That's still all right. Okay. But anytime, if I go to town, that once a month, if finances allow it, that's where we go. It's reasonably priced. The food's great. And of course, you get to eat as much as you want. Anyway, and that's the business that they have here. And just wonderful people. So anyway, so the boys most likely are being taken care of by the grandma, on the dad's side. So we went. The boys, of course, yeah, let's go. They're very adventurous, 2 little boys. And, it didn't take long. And here is Grandma hollering down. I'm just going to ignore her. So we went on down. Here she follows us along, okay? And the boys keep trying to get away from her because she's trying to keep them from doing anything, okay? To protect them. Hey, I got that one. Anyway, I kept telling her, it's okay, don't worry, it's fine. I wouldn't take them somewhere. I know these boys are not used to mountains and hills here. Snakes aren't out yet. This was too cold the last couple of days, so they're all hiding somewhere again. I'm not worried about that. So we went and we wandered around for about 30 minutes, and then and she was right there, and it was so cute in a way, right? Yes, I could also say, wow, that's a little bit overprotective in my opinion, but all right, But no doubt those boys, there's nothing going to happen to those boys. That grandma is really like an umbrella right over top of them. Oh, is that a good thing? What do you think in this day and age? Is that a good thing? I'd say yes. Okay. These boys aren't old enough to cruise around on their own, even then. Okay. Anyway, had a great day. So, needed to find some time to actually continue this. No time. No time, no peace, in a way. Right? It was too busy. Every day, the whole weekend was filled with people. Oh, no. It's difficult to do this then, right? Yes? So, please forgive me if I have been not around. Anywho. Oh, and they brought me some, they always bring me something. They know I like all that Asian food, Of course, my preference is always Korean. Okay, I'm just saying, the Chinese stuff is good too. And Japanese food. I'm not sure. The tempura. I really like the tempura stuff. Otherwise, I'm not too familiar with Japanese food. No, I need to meet some Japanese people now. Okay, here in the mountains, you'd be surprised. Well, anyway, so they brought me some bamboo, cooked bamboo shoots in some sauce or what. Oh, it's delicious. The interesting thing about that, and I can't stop talking, but that's the little miracles happening here with me, God, Spirit world. I've been having a hankering for bamboo shoots. And I used to go with a friend to another friend's home. There was a bamboo forest. And if you go at the right time in the spring, there's all these new shoots coming up. There's so many of them. It's okay to harvest. And we would go home and I would pickle them or this or that, use them in food. And they're so delicious. They're, in my opinion, very close to artichoke hearts. Yes, yeah. They're, of course, bamboo shoots aren't mushy or anything. You know, it's the fresh sprouts where it's kind of the leaves come up in a tight knit, kind of circle, and then start to come up. You know, and that's so tender, so delicious to eat, even raw. Yes. Okay. So I got my bamboo shoots. Yes. Not only that, but they were prepared by people who really know how to prepare bamboo shoots, right? Because that's part of their diet, really, when it comes down to it. All right. Thank you, guys. Oh, you're welcome. Okay, we are in the second book of Chronicles, 21. Jehoram reigns in Judah, and Jehoshaphat rested with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. Then Jehoram, his son, reigned in his place. He had brothers, the sons of Jehoshaphat, Azariah, Jehiel, Zechariah, Azariahu, Michael, and Shephatiah. All these were the sons of Jehoshaphat, king of Israel. Their father gave them great gifts of silver and gold and precious things with fortified cities in Judah. But he gave the kingdom to Jehoram because he was the firstborn. So far, so good. Now when Jehoram was established over the kingdom of his father, he strengthened himself and he killed all his brothers with the sword, and also others of the princes of Israel. Huh? Oh, well, that went down fast in a handbasket. Jehoram was 32 years old when he became king, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem. And he walked in the way of the kings of Israel, just as the house of Ahab had done, for he had the daughter of Ahab as a wife. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. So what happened? Why was he like that? Well, the reason that he became the next king was because he was the firstborn. So Jehoshaphat didn't really care who was the one more qualified. You know what? Let's just keep reading. I'm tired of talking about this. Well, when it comes down to it. I think that by now, anybody that's been reading with me or listening, this is just, one's all right, the other one just goes way down the path of who knows what again. Why did they do that? It just tells us whatever happened, but the reasons for that, you know, it's not there. I guess at that time, people really didn't think in depth. Oh, but they had conversations with God. That's pretty deep, isn't it? But then, I don't know. I don't know what to think of all this sometimes. Yet, the Lord would not destroy the house of David because of the covenant that he had made with David, and since he had promised to give a lamp to him and to his sons forever. You mean no matter what, no matter how they are abusing the people or killing or for no apparent reason except they're on a power trip? Really? You know, again, isn't it interesting on how to fix things on how, oh, but, you know, God didn't do anything because he gave this promise. You know, really? I think God, regardless, isn't going to do anything. He can't. We got freedom of will, freedom to choose. He will never take that away from us. And that is just that. Yes? When you look around the world today, people who do bad things, horrible things, horrific things to other people, scam people. Okay, I'm just saying, what is happening to them? Right? Nothing. Are the consequences going to be there eventually? Yeah, probably after they pass away. Go to the spirit world. Suddenly things are a little different. Oh, because, there God can punish them. No, it's because in spirit world, the way things work is there is an order there. There is a natural order there, a spiritual order that people can't trespass on. You can do that here, but you can't do it there anymore. Oh, because again, no, it's because of yourself. Because suddenly you realize, oh. And when people don't realize, even in spirit world, that's what hell is. Right? Yes, people, again, you make up these physical traits of hell. It's not like that. Hell in spirit world is when you are still completely ignorant and you end up somewhere where there's no happiness there. There's none. There's just conflict and constant darkness with the thoughts of oneself when one has never developed good way of thinking, a proper way of thinking. Yes? And then give that as well. Learns how to take it as well. Yes? You understand what I'm saying? And in spirit world, you're just going to be with like-minded people where there's nothing ever good that comes out of their mouth. There's nothing good that their hands and feet want to do. Right? You still have hands and feet in spirit world? Yeah, it works a little bit different too. I'm just saying. So the hell that people talk about, the physical hell that people have in a way, okay, and what spirit hell is, or imagine, is that's not how it is. That's why when I see people do horrific things out there, this and that, as I said to others, and I'm going, oh man, what are you going to do in spirit world? Yes. Anywho. So, yeah, so they fixed it again in a way where, okay, yeah, that'd be an odd God. Just say, well, I made this promise, so. In his days, oh, wait a minute, where are we here? All right. In his days, Edom revolted against Judah's authority and made a king over themselves. Oh, another one. Now we suddenly have 3 kings? So Jehoram went out with his officers and all his chariots with him, and he rose by night and attacked the Edomites who had surrounded him and the captains of the chariots. Thus Edom has been in revolt against Judah's authority to this day. Were they from the outside? I can't remember who the Edomites were. Are they part of one of the tribes? Or is this just someone that Judah had conquered and, oh, now they don't want that anymore. At that time, Libnah revolted against his rule because he had forsaken the Lord God of his fathers. Oh. I see, so they had to be a part of Israel. Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit harlotry and led Judah astray. Wait a minute. As far as we know and have read, his father never took those down. So, and a letter came to him from Elijah the prophet, saying, Thus says the Lord God of your father David, because you have not walked in the way of Jehoshaphat your father, or in the ways of Asa king of Judah, but have walked in the way of the kings of Israel, and have made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to play the harlot like the harlotry of the house of Ahab, and also have killed your brothers, those of your father's household, who were better than yourself. Oh, here comes something out. Behold, the Lord will strike your people with Your people with a serious affliction, your children, your wives, and all your possessions. And you will become very sick with a disease of your intestines until your intestines come out by reason of the sickness day by day. I guarantee you this was, most likely he will get sick. We'll read about this. But I guarantee you this was written afterwards. Why do people get sick? Okay, just saying. Why do people get sick? Is it something that God will do to you? Or is it something that in your own life, either you're inheriting certain things, yeah, supposedly that's possible, or it's usually our lifestyle or something that creates, right? Yes, sometimes it's work. What are we going to do? Right? Yes. A lot of people around here, I'm not sure if they have better conditions to work in now than they used to many, many years ago, but I have several friends here who have black lungs from working in the coal mines. Yes? Anywho. Also, again, it sounds like to me that this is Jehoram who's being not doing right, and all of the people get punished. Oh, so what happened to the part up here then? Where it says, oh, wait a minute. Yet the Lord would not destroy the house of David because of the covenant that he had made with David, and since he had promised to give a lamp to him and to his sons forever. And what are we reading just a little farther down? Well, which one is it? Oh, interesting, right? Yeah, I have both of them. Right? Yes? Say yes and say no at the same time. Right? Yeah? And then whichever way it goes, oh, we were right about that. Oh, kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jehoram the spirit of the Philistines and the Arabians who were near the Ethiopians. Sure, he did that. Also, it's like, so I'm gonna, and on one part it says, I'm gonna have you win against them. Okay, that was his father. I'm gonna have you win against them foreigners, and then with the next son, okay, oh, this one's not doing well. This one's not doing what I want him to do. But then I have made a promise, and then he goes and stirs up. So God goes and stirs up the foreigners to go and attack. What does this sound like? I'm just saying, it's a bit funny. And they came up into Judah and invaded it, and carried away all the possessions that were found in the king's house, and also his sons and his wives, so that there was not a son left to him except Jehoahaz, the youngest of his sons. After all this, the Lord struck him in his intestines with an incurable disease. Then it happened in the course of time, after the end of 2 years, that his intestines came out because of his sickness. I wonder how these intestines came out. He must have had some bad hemorrhoids. Okay. So he died in severe pain, and his people made no burning for him like the burning for his fathers. He was 32 years old when he became king. He reigned in Jerusalem 8 years, and to no one's sorrow departed. However, they buried him in the city of David, but not in the tombs of the kings. That's the end of 21. That's a weird one. It's just a weird one. It's a... I don't know much what to say to all this, except, again, there was a funny one where this guy says, some people said, well, the Bible was written by men, so it was written by men. And he used another example. And I can't remember what it was. Something also made by men, but it was, kind of a good thing or what. And I thought, well, first of all, that's not. I can't remember now what it exactly was. Huh? Well, in any case, yeah, the Bible was written by men. Okay, inspired by men. Yeah, some of them were. I believe that. I absolutely believe that the Bible is a book to study, again, on what to do and what not to do. It seems to me that the first book of Genesis seems to be the one to look up the most, right, so far, in a way. Right? Yes? When it comes to the beginning of spiritual life and how we get connected to how God finally was able to connect us, right? Okay, the physical and the spiritual, and to assume that everything that's in the Bible, right, in the way that it is written down, that's exactly how it was, and that is how it's. How can any of this really be properly associated with God? I have no doubt that a lot of it, in a way, and what happened did happen, but in a way that it is being made okay, or on why certain things then, well, but that should have been punished, but it didn't, and then it went on, and then, okay, I'm just saying. What I find is, rather than actually just giving the biblical history, what also happened is there had to be excuses made. God pulled into it, where then, I know, the Ten Commandments just don't stand anywhere, it seems like. Right? And that was given very early on to Moses. Very early on. And it seems to be something that the people, especially the kings, the prophets, the leaders, rejected. Why? Such good guidance. And if it was needed, okay, that's what will lead to happiness. That's what will lead for my children on earth, right, to really make the best out of what I've given them, the whole of creation, right? Plus spirit world. Right? What do you think? I don't know that 100% sure, but when I see on how Earth was created, and the universe, and everything that works together, on how God created all that, then I have no doubt that once that spiritual connection was established, there had to be afterwards a realm that also needed to be created. Right? So, how did that happen? We probably won't find out until we pass away, and then we're gonna, right? Well, anyway, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. Kind of what I'm getting with everything is that spirit realm also had to be created. Yes. And again, when you think on everything on earth here really is pretty fantastic. But if you build your house in the wrong place, it could, wash away, be affected by earthquakes, certain other things. So then other places are getting so depleted by not growing crops properly, that then suddenly you end up with a desert, right? Or dirt, soil, that you have to put so much stuff into it. What? Natural stuff or chemical stuff to have things grow. I've seen that with Miracle-Gro. There is a friend down the road who he uses all that, and his stuff would always be huge, this, that. but didn't have a whole lot of taste. Okay, I always noticed that. Then my stuff, I tried to grow organically next to it. I didn't have those humongous tomatoes or humongous this or that. But my food would taste really good, much better than his. I'm just saying, yes. So when we operate in a huge, suddenly have things operating in a huge capacity with too many animals on in a too small of a spot, right? Things become what? Kind of like hell. Stinks like hell, looks like hell, tastes like hell. I see that with our pigs. Our pigs are always out. They have a couple of places they can go in if it gets cold, cuddle up. They're very clean. They're not dirty. They don't stink either. Not something. Just saying. All right. So, I think that on earth, as it is in spirit world, we create the places there according to what we support, in a way, and on how we keep things, use things, and on how we abuse things. Yes? Does that make sense? Not really. Seems like to me that the kings of Judah and the kings of Israel, which is already odd, right? 2 kings, the same people, God's people. 3 kings, suddenly. Right? I lost my thread. Well, where do you want me to go with it then? Instead of, right, the people letting God guide them. God guide them. Right? And God had set a whole tribe, the Levites, in place for that, which it seems like Moses and Aaron, they were all part of that in a way, right? Yes? There was a different power suddenly that wanted to take over. And that's very sad. So, I like the fact that we call Reverend Sung Myung Moon and Mrs. Hak Jahan Moon the true parents. Parents. Right? Yes? All right. Well, why does one need that? You have your own parents, this, that. Well, we're still in the restoration process, and that is that. One could have said that, well, was Jesus necessary at the time that he came? What for? Right? Yes? Oh. Well, again, physical manifestations, right, of on how someone really truly guides the people is important still at this time. Hopefully, eventually, right? Every family, right? Yes? Every family will be the center of the universe. Everyone, right, will have their place. Great value within a family. Even if you never create your own family when you grow up, you're still a part of a family. Yes? And the true parents, many now, mom's not there, dad's not there, or one or the other is there, which is great. But orphaned children, so many of them out there. or in a way just abandoned eventually. And family life, where has that gone? And here are the true parents. Anyone in this world from now on can attach themselves to a set of parents that have given everything to this world. Just saying. Yes. Yeah. I think that's wonderful. I don't have to like everything, but I think that's wonderful. And that will guide us towards, yes, the family. It's not a king. It's not a queen. It's not some self-proclaimed whatever. It's not a prophet and it's not a priest. It's not the Pope. It's not a president. It's the family. The family that is the center of the universe. I love that. I love that concept. And we're going to get stronger. We're just in the beginning stages of all that. Come on now. I wish I could just do that. So that's what I'm going to end with. Right? Yes. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you, and I will talk to y'all another time.